Welcome back to Von Blues Boxing, man. What's going on with everybody, man? So, I wanted to give my predictions for the Josh Warrington versus Mauricio Lara 2 fight. We got some decent fights on the card, and we also got Conor Ben, one of the better young welterweight prospects. He'll be taking on Adrian Granados. We also got Kate Taylor versus Jennifer Han. Hannah or Han. So it will be on September 4th this weekend on Saturday on DAZN. If you guys got DAZN, check it out. It's going to be a nice little rematch. So let me just jump into it, get right into it. So I'm going to start with first fight. I'm going to start with my predictions. I'm going to start with the Kate Taylor and Jennifer Han fight. So let me give you a little rundown on Kate Taylor. Kate Taylor is 5'5", a 65-inch reach. She's from Ireland. She's 18-0 with 6 KOs. She won an Olympian gold medal in 2012. She's currently the undisputed lightweight champion, and she is, I think, and she's between 1 and 2 on the pound for pound list in women, and she's also the WBO junior welterweight champion, which is 140 pounds. She's beat Natasha Jones. That was her last fight. Pretty good fight, and she got the W. It was close. She beat Delphine Persoon twice. The first fight, people thought she lost, and she also beat the current welterweight undisputed champion, Jessica Maskill. Now, Jennifer Han, I don't know much about. I'm not going to sit here, guys, and be like, oh, I don't know much about this woman, but maybe I need to do a little more research, go watch a couple of fights on YouTube. So in this fight, I expect Kate Taylor to get the win. I expect her to not have such a difficult time with this fight. I expect her to get the unanimous decision. I don't see a stoppage. I just think she should be levels above Jennifer Han, and she shouldn't have such a hard time with this fight. I think Kate Taylor gets the job done, unanimous decision, clean-cut win, and hopefully after that, we can get Amanda Serrano and Kate Taylor at 140 at the 135 pounds. Maybe Amanda Serrano comes up 2 weight classes, make that fight. I know they were supposed to fight, but the deal didn't go through. Amanda Serrano ended up taking that, contract, taking that deal on the Jay Paul and Tyron Woodley card, which is totally understandable. She got paid handsomely, and I totally get it. In women's boxing, women got to chase the bag. They don't always get the financial opportunities like that. So I wasn't mad at Amanda Serrano for that. I hope that they get this fight done, and I hope that these 2 young ladies get it on. It will be a banger, Amanda Serrano and Kate Taylor. So yeah, that's my predictions on that fight. So let's move on, because I'm not going to take forever, guys. I'm just going to get straight to it. Then we got Conor Ben versus Adrian Granados. So Conor Ben is one of the better young welterweight prospects right now. His last 2 fights have been impressive. He beat Sebastian Formella pretty easily, had a pretty good time, pretty easy time with him. And he also stopped Samuel Vargas. Samuel Vargas is one of those guys, if you're going to take the next level at 147 pounds, you got to go through him. And Conor Ben beat him in excellent fashion. Just got him out of there in the first few rounds. I think it was the second or first round. Got him out of there. It was quick. Conor Ben looked explosive. And he's taking on Adrian Granados. Adrian Granados is 5'9", 71-inch reach, 21-8-3. But don't be fooled by the record. He lost to Robert Easter Jr. He lost to Danny Garcia, and Sean Porter, and Adrian Broner. But the Adrian Broner fight was controversial. That Robert Easter Jr. fight was really close. And so, he beat Amir Iman. And if you knew anything about Amir Iman was highly touted. Now, the only issue I got with Adrian Granados coming in this fight, his last fight against Jose Sanchez was a draw. He didn't look good at all in that fight. And I'm worried about him coming in this fight against a very motivated, young, hungry Conor Ben. It's going to be a good fight while it lasts. I think it's going to be a stoppage, and I'm going with Conor Ben. I think Conor Ben gets him out of there within 3 to 4 or 5 rounds. I know Adrian Granados is a tough guy. He's usually not an easy outing, but I just think that Conor Ben is going to get him, and I just think Adrian he getting past it, and I'm taking Conor Ben with the 3rd or 4th round knockout. I think Conor Ben is going to jump on top of him just like he did Samuel Vargas, kind of shock him like he did Samuel Vargas, because Samuel Vargas didn't expect Conor Ben to come out there and just blitz him like that. And I think kind of the same thing. I think Conor Ben is going to get right to it early on, and he's going to try to get an impressive win, and I think he will be impressive. I think he stops Adrian Granados in the 3rd or 4th round. That's my prediction with that fight. Now to get to the main event, we got the return of Mr. Leeds himself, Josh Warrington. So we know about Josh Warrington. Josh Warrington is one of the better fighters in his weight class. He's beat Kid Galahad, who in a close fight beat Kid Galahad. Close split decision against Lee Selby, beat him and beat Carl Frampton. So he has really good names on his resume. And Josh Warrington's last fight, he's fighting Mauricio Lara. I didn't do my homework on Mauricio Lara. One of my buddies told me, he was like, Mauricio Lara got pop. He may not be the most skilled, but the man's got power. He can hurt you if you sit there. If you sit there and try to go toe-to-toe with him or stay in the pocket too long with him. And Josh Warrington learned that the hard way. He ended up getting battered in that fight. Basically, as my UK partners would say, he got tore up, and he took his lumps in that fight against Mauricio Lara. And Mauricio Lara is just, Mauricio Lara is going to be motivated too, because, some people think, no, it was a fluke, it was just his night off. No, Mauricio Lara was just on it. But to say that, I'm picking Josh Warrington. I think Josh Warrington this time will fight smart. I think he's going to box more than he's ever did in his career, because we know Josh Warrington's a valiant puncher. He likes to swarm his opponents. He likes to outwork his opponents. Not the hardest puncher in the world, only 7 knockouts, but has enough enough power in his punches to make you think twice at times. I expect Josh Warrington to fight a smart, tactical fight in this fight and get the win this time. I think he will win unanimous decision. I think he won't have as difficult time as he had in the last fight. I think if Josh Warrington fights smart, he's gonna have to do a little AJ second fight against Andy Ruiz, stick and move, or I like to call it stick and groove. And that's just got to be the key. He can't sit in the pocket with this dude like that, Mauricio Lara. Mauricio Lara is going to come after him and try to walk him down. Josh Warrington has to use his feet and his legs and box intelligently, like I thought he should have did in the first fight. And I think he will do this time. I think it was just a reality check. Sometimes those things happen to a fighter, and they either make you better or they take you down a tough road. And I think this time Josh Warrington gets the job done. I think he fights intelligently, he fights smart, he gets his hand raised and win a unanimous decision. Then after that, hopefully Josh Warrington, and we can get Josh Warrington and Gary Russell. I think that'll be a hell of a fight if Gary Russell fights somebody. But that's my predictions on it, guys. Didn't want to be too long, didn't want to be too, too much about it. And that's my prediction. I'm taking Josh Warrington, unanimous decision over Mauricio Lara. So, y'all be good. Y'all be safe, man. Von Blues Boxing. Check that fight out on DAZN. I think it comes on 11 in the morning Pacific time. So, y'all figure that out. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. Peace.